Hello, everyone. Today we are going to discuss about Indian cricket after this T20 World Cup. We are all really happy after India's win in the T20 World Cup. It was an amazing moment and a great send-off to some of the greats of Indian cricket, namely Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and Rohit and Jadeja. All three of them took retirement after this World Cup and was anyways probably going to be their last World Cup. So we are also going to discuss other things apart from cricket too after this World Cup, as many greats are retiring. So what's the future looking now when greats are leaving sports in general? So my first question would be to Dr. Sandhya. What do you think would be the future of T20 cricket after this for India? In the next 6 months or so, what players do you think will take the leadership and will take the onus of these greats? Like we have Rohit, Virat, and Jaddu. Who are going to replace them?
I think this Hardik Harry being a real star in that final is a really good thing because he's going to be the T20 captain going forward. So him having a good profile is good for Indian cricket. He gets to be a leader now, and he has a lot of young stars under him who are young, but they're also big stars in their own right, like Jaiswal and Gill, and he has to manage all of them as well. Rinku Singh is going to come in. With Jaddu, they have a like for like replacement with Aksar. It will be difficult to fill the shoes of Rohit and Virat, but I think with the Jaiswal and Gill, it's good for the T20 format. They still need to prove themselves in high pressure matches against big opposition, but I think this is a good starting point for them, that they can take it forward. And plus, we have the World Cup after another 2 years, so this gives them good time to prepare for it. I think personally we should focus on the 2028 Olympic Games. Also, we need to keep an eye on that as well. That is something that we should build the team for the T20.
Thanks, Dr. Sandhya. That gave a lot of insight. And yeah, for sure, I think Hardik Pandya would be the main guy for now. But there are many other people, like you said, Akshar Patel will filling up for Jaddu, and maybe Jaswal will try to fill up for Rohit Sharma, and Shubman Gill will try for Virat Kohli, and so on. That'd be very interesting to see. I'd like to go ahead and ask Arjit, what do you think will be the T20 stars of India in terms of captaincy? Now we know Hardik Pandya is someone who is the vice captain right now, will be probably taking up. But 3-4 years down the line, who are the people that are probably not captain right now, not regular captain right now, that will take up this captaincy and leadership roles, not only just in T20, but in other formats too? So who are the future leaders in Indian cricket that you see right now?
Besides Hardik Pandya, I think the onus would be if Gautam Gambhir is in the picture, there is a nice likelihood of Shreyas Iyer coming in the picture as a captain. The other person I really admire, and I think he deserves to be there just because he has his game mind on, does a lot of good work in the initial stages of the tournament. Unfortunately, has not come to his true potential in winning tournaments and all that, including the IPL, and that is Sanju Samson. He is one guy whom I personally feel, in my personal opinion, that he has uh, he has that mindset, that game presence which he has can benefit the team a lot, but that can only improve, or that can only unleash itself in its best uh, way if he has someone like Gautam Gambhir or even any other better coach to guide him during this. So Sanju Samson and Shreyas Iyer are my choice. Of course, you have Rishabh Pant over there, who he also brings a lot of value as a cricketer. And I am also loving bowling captain lover, so I would even go ahead with Bumrah.
Yeah, Bumrah is actually an interesting choice because many people, like I'm a Mumbai Indians fan. So for some time, people were thinking that probably Bumrah will be the next captain after Rohit, but then Mumbai changed up things. Uh, this I really liked your answer. There are a lot of people, especially with Gautam Gambhir coming in, you never know. Maybe Shreyas Iyenar's career would just boost up to the top. I mean, you never know. We can have some fairy tale stories. If he can become the test captain in some next 2 to 3 years, maybe even the World Cup. It's not that, just 3 years away. So 3 years is good enough time to build a team. So I think it was really nice to hear all these names. So a question to Dr. Sandhya. Which young players do you think are that are probably not there in the picture right now? Like, I think if I have to talk about a particular young player who is under 25, we played some IPL, some domestic games, but not that much in the picture right now for Indian cricket team selection, or not just not regulars. Do you think can be really important in future? Now, when I say young players, I'm trying to focus on like younger players, like less than 25 years. Players that I would like to mention from my own side would be Tilak Verma. Whenever I have watched him bat, Tilak Verma, it's been like he's been a solid player. It gives you that assurance as if someone like Dravid or Ganguly is batting. He will make runs. He is there. Like you can expect him that okay, situation is bad. He will handle. Like okay, worst case scenario you'll lose, but you'll lose by a small margin. He's there. So that assurance I always get when he is there on the field. And I just checked his age. He's 21 years old. Already 2 to 3 years of IPL experience and just a solid player and just 21 years old. So I think Tilak Verma would be one pick that I have amongst the really young under 25 players. So Dr. Sandhya, what are some players in your mind?
Off the top of my head, I can say two. One is young and one is not so young.
Okay.
The young one would be Abhishek Sharma. So he was pretty interesting when he was playing for SRH. And the best part, I think he also can bowl a little bit of spinning all-rounder type, so that he can develop the bowling aspect. We always need some batsmen who can bowl, which is something that was lacking in the team in the past few years. So that makes me excited about this particular player. And the second one would be, as a CSK fan, I still have faith that Ruturaj can make a mark in international cricket. So he's shown really good attitude in the IPL. So he just needs probably a few more chances in the international arena, probably to get some more runs under his belt. Somehow it's just not clicked. I think something similar to what's happening with Samson as well. Just needs to use their chances. They both need to use their chances better, I think.
Yeah, that was a lovely answer. Especially as you mentioned, Abhishek Sharma, he was a six-hitting machine in the IPL. Like he lit the field on fire.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't expect those things. Those are the things that probably 10 years into the past you would expect out of West Indies players. In India, you don't expect players would do that. Okay, we had Yuvraj Singh, we had MS Dhoni, but still not on a that much regular basis. This guy was at the top of the order. He was playing like this last two balls are left. The hitting six left and right. He was a special pick.
And he's been personally mentored by Yuvraj, right?
I wasn't aware of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's been personally mentored by him.
Yeah, so I think the six hitting skill is especially transferred there.
Yeah.
That he's able to hit six very effectively. And yeah, Ruturaj Gaikwad too. I mean, he could be a really solid opener. I just really hope he continues to build on that. Maybe a future captain also possible. Ajit, the same question to you. Some under 25 players in your mind?
The way you were insisting, I thought you wanted Sandhya to select you only as the next youngest. But yeah,
I'm not that young. I mean, okay, I'm just under the belt, but yeah. No.
but yeah, I go with the choices with Sandhya regarding Abhishek Sharma, Ruturaj, even like Washington Sundar and all. They haven't got that much opportunities because it is already full. Uh, you can even take the names of, say, Varun Chakravarti, and I'm just not able to recollect the name of that Lucknow Super Giants bowler, that spinner. Oh, he bowls really nice.
Moin Khan?
Not no.
Bishnoi?
Huh? Bishnoi, yeah.
Bishnoi.
Ravi
Bish-
Bishnoi. Ravi Bishnoi.
Yeah, Ravi Bishnoi, I expect him to come in place of, say, a Chahal or someone, but he's there, out there. Yeah, these are the names which are coming to my mind,
Okay. Uh,
including.
so a question to all the panelists that I mean, you can all check out the team for the first two T20s against Zimbabwe that's been selected. So amongst them, if you have to choose any two players who will shine in a brief way, which two players would you choose? You just quickly check up the team
Rinku
once.
Singh.
Huh?
Rinku Singh.
Rinku Singh. Yeah, interesting
Yeah, we
choice.
showed his name. I think he's going to be a big star next. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, he would be hungry also, like just sitting there on the outside. Like I could have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is for sure a good choice. Any player in your mind, Sandhya?
Um, I still think Gill needs to make a mark. He wasn't very convincing this year's IPL. Probably that's why he just lost his spot also in the main team. So it would be nice to see how he's actually managing the team as a captain. But I really want to see some more bowlers emerging. We were all talking about all these batsmen. So where are the bowlers? Where is Bumrah's replacement going to come from? That's something which should be interesting to see. We really need to find some fast bowlers.
Yes, true. I agree with that. I think we have all those 150 plus bowlers, but they means they ball a few overs and then they get injured. So I hope they are groomed in a nice way. We already have the NCA in Bangalore. I hope they do some justice to the players actually. But yeah, bowling is a concern. Even I share. Where who are going to be the next bowlers who will make a mark? Arshdeep is there, but will he be as effective as Bumrah? Or Bumrah, I think he's a legend in his own right. Very difficult to replace
Yeah.
him. I put,
I mean, yeah, I remember I posted about Bumrah this thing on my even Instagram. I think he's the probably the only Indian bowler that I know that genuinely makes the opposition batsman feared. Like at least for a fast bowler, we have had fast bowlers. We have had legendary fast bowlers. You have Kapil Dev, Zahir Khan, they were amazing fast bowlers. But I don't think there was exactly this fear that you are not just afraid for your wicket, you're also afraid for your life. And you are just, it's just unplayable. And on all times, whenever Bumrah comes up, like that, a huge amount of respect that's there in the mind of the opposition batsman, like that's, I think, unmatched in cricket history, Indian cricket history till now.
Yeah, I think it's also like how we used to be in the 90s when Sachin was batting. Like, okay,
Yeah.
India still has a chance, like because Sachin is still there, and then we would switch off our TVs once he got out. Then now we were thinking that okay, Bumrah's 2 overs are still left. Even
Yeah.
when even when they were needing 30 of 30, we were like, okay, Bumrah is still yet to bowl 2 more overs. Let's wait to see what happens. So we didn't really switch off the TVs even when there were 5 overs to go in that match.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and in this respect, one has to credit the management of both the BCCI and Mumbai Indians in the way uh, they helped Bumrah recover, rehabilitate after his injury. These can be career threatening. People cannot come back to their usual form or that pre-injury form. You're possibly seeing Archer. He isn't that effective as he used to be 5 years back. So in
Yeah.
that respect, we have to give credit where it is due, and we have to thank both BCCI and Mumbai Indians for helping him rehabilitate so great. And even the same goes for Rishabh Pant.
Yeah. And again, this just on that point, also it goes to show like, okay, after you come back from injury, to become perhaps even more lethal, that's something it's very rare to see, especially in cricket. Like we saw people like even Rishabh Pant, he went out of injury, came back, he played well, but he wasn't extremely lethal. Jofra Archer, he was extremely effective bowler before injury. After injury, even after all the things Mumbai Indians and the English Cricket Board would have done, it just never reached to that level. Bumrah just raised the level. So I think, yeah, that's just spectacular sportsmanship on his part. Um, one question. So about now we're talking all about cricket. I think you can divert topic a bit since this time. I think these 2 to 3 years is the time that all legends are leaving the game slowly. We see this thing with Ronaldo and Messi. They are probably playing their last international tournament at the moment. Um, and same is true in tennis too. In some ways, we had the holy trinity of the tennis, and I think Novak Djokovic and is probably gonna be hanging up the boots soon. So that thing is also coming up. So I mean, on that point, what do you think would happen perhaps in Euros if anyone is following? Ajit, are you following them?
The teams I was supporting, rather, my brother-in-law and sister were supporting. Both of them are out. Uh,
Okay.
and France has not been that impressive. They haven't scored a single field goal.
Which
Uh,
team? Which team?
France.
Ah, okay.
So they have only qualified through self goals or own goals by their opponents. So I do not know. I haven't followed, but yeah, it feels bad. Like you are so much invested in players like, say, a Kohli or a Rohit Sharma or a Ronaldo or a Messi. Now them leaving, and how will the sport grow? But then again, you have someone like Mbappe or all these youngsters who are coming up. Uh, you that makes sports interesting, right? That's what we have always seen, that sport does not stop with a single person. I was watching a very spectacular series, but I will talk about it a little later. Let's hear Sandhya, who's a great tennis fan, and how she feels.
So yeah, I'm a great Federer fan. So I watched that Federer documentary, and yeah, as expected, I was in full crying mode, and just like how it was when he retired at the end of that Laver Cup last year. And I thought, okay, I'm never going to watch tennis again. I said this when Dhoni retired also, that I will never watch cricket again. So that did happen. I'm still a diehard cricket fan. I still watch tennis now because Alcaraz has come now, and his game is very interesting. Of course, I don't feel that invested like how I would when Federer was playing. So I think it changes, it evolves. I think the reasons why we watch changes, and now we're not so invested in the players anymore. I think we're just watching it because we like the game. That's how it just evolves over time, I think.
Yeah, I understand. I think I myself am a very big Federer fan. And I think in my case, it kind of happened that way that till Federer was playing, I was really closely following up things, who is winning which tournament, okay, which tournament is he playing in, what are the ratings and stuff. I have probably dropped off watching tennis in the last 6 months, since like Federer is gone. And I mean, I just wanted somehow Federer to get the most Grand Slams. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, so
Don't
I just
remind
had
me.
that dream that somehow, Pedro comes back, wins 2 Grand Slams, and then somehow he's at the
Yeah,
top. But that
in
didn't
some
happen.
alternate universe.
Yeah. But yeah, that just happens. And I eventually just have to watch the game for the game because people do leave. Like, I
Uh,
think,
I would like to differ. I have also been not lifelong, I've been a long time standing fan of Federer. I really loved him. But then after some point of time, I just grew bored of this big three era. I just grew, and like I would support any random person going against Federer or Nadal. Federer, of course, I have a higher affinity towards them, but say a Nadal or Djokovic, I would always expect someone younger to come beat them up. But then it's very difficult to do so. But they make the game boring. If you see Formula One, there's only one
I,
dominant person over there, and you cannot connect uh, with that kind of certainty. We have a Formula One podcast show, but those guys themselves are not getting that motivation to discuss it, because one dominant person can actually mean harm to the game, uh, is what I personally think so. On that note, you can also watch this Netflix's very popular show which has come up, which is called Sprint. It is all about athletics, and it is about athletics after after Usain Bolt, and you still have a old Shelley and Fraser who's still running. So these are something which you can enjoy actually. Like that hunger is always there. That hunger of that sports person is always there. That I have to win the gold, I have to get glory. So that hunger you cannot take it away, and there will be new stars. Life goes on. Like this is our podcast is an example. Like we always had Arun Sriram, Suraj, but today we have a new host who's doing it extremely well. Yeah, over to you, Jayesh.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Using my Toastmaster skills to the max. But yeah, that's a point. Eventually, you have to just watch sport as a sport, and I think that thing I fully understand when things become boring. If the same people, if the same people are winning all the time, I think I myself actually but I'm a bit biased in the regard. Like when I used to watch tennis, I used to root for any other person to win if Federer was already out, apart from the other big two names. But I do understand it. It does become boring at times if the same team is winning. And that way, I think it's good that putting it back to cricket, we have all these new teams coming up because it's now not that certain. Okay, and India is gonna defeat a US. Not that necessary. We were also on the edge, and similarly, I mean, US was able to defeat actually. I think
Pakistan.
Sanskar called me. Yeah.
No,
So,
so USA defeated Pakistan. Yeah.
yeah, USA did defeat Pakistan, which I think just before the World Cup, if someone would have said that, we would be like, nah, okay, Pakistan hit is good, but not that's not gonna happen, bro. It's not that they're gonna be able to defeat it. But now we have all these teams. Like Afghanistan is really strong right now. So I think that's with respect to cricket, this thing is going really well. That we do not have this thing that okay, these two, three teams are strong. I think that also came into cricket 5, 6 years back, but now it's really changed. On that front, after this T20 World Cup, which one team is in your eyes is something that can become even better in the next 5 years? You can see them challenging perhaps in the ODI World Cup too. So which team would you choose? Just choose one team each and maybe we can talk about it.
I'd say, I think it would be Afghanistan only. If they can just get their batting in order, then they can really be a serious threat in the World Cup, even in a ODI format. They're really good for 2020, but for a 50-over match, they really need to get some better batsmen. The bowling is pretty good as it is, but I think their batting needs to improve. Then they could be a really big force. And where did Sri Lanka go in all this?
Good point. Good point. I think they
I,
have just declined a lot recently. Like you cannot imagine them. They were at one point probably as strong as Australia. It's 20 years back, but now things are much different.
Yeah, yeah. But Sri Lanka had its decades of domination, at least in Asia. Like I am a big fan of Arjuna Ranatuka. Shout out to him. Then you had all these people getting nurtured, like you had Jayavardhane, then Sangakkara. All of them came and helped the sport grow, but then unfortunately, now we don't get to see that kind of stars. But on your question, which is the one team, so Sandhya suggested Afghanistan if they can sort out their batting. For my team, they have to sort out their Kundali or their horoscope and things like that, and that is South Africa. Boy, oh boy, from it's been how many years? Like close to more than 30 years, they have come, embraced the game, and they are yet to win. They are always making a mark. I think this was pretty close enough, as it has always been. But one hopes that South Africa, with the kind of talent pool, and now that after the Brexit, their players are unable to go and play county cricket. I think this is helping them considerably. So I hope South Africa gets to win something. Maybe the Olympics, maybe the next World Cup, everything. Please take it, South Africa. Go.
They need to win. They need to win one trophy. And actually,
Yeah.
I just remember the conversation that we were having earlier. I think just before this talk started, that the only team I was thinking that can lose from that position, 30 runs, 30 balls, was South Africa, and they were able to do it.
The Pakistan also would have been.
Yeah, but not in finals. Not in finals. They definitely would step up in finals.
Okay.
But with the Olympics coming, I wouldn't be surprised if China also brings in a cricket team soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, good point.
Yes, I was also thinking on the same lines.
Yeah.
That'd be very good for the sport too, because I mean, if China goes, then China goes all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
China is going to beat India.
Yeah, like the Chinese women hockey team, that's something to watch out for. They're very particular, means they're pretty strong actually, like,
Mhm.
and they have embraced the game just 10, 12 years back. So yeah, you never know.
The answer that I would go for about which team, I would have gone for a pretty, I'm not sure if that's an interesting answer. I would have gone for US. And my reasons are not cricket related that much. My reasons are
Get a
simply
visa.
it would be good for the sport. Like we'll get a lot of I mean, brand endorsement is one thing. I think if you want to probably put up cricket actually on, make it a really important part of Olympics and stuff, you get it famous in US and it probably will be done. So, I mean, then you can even have countries. I'm thinking if it starts becoming famous in US, you can have countries like France, Portugal, Spain, maybe coming up in future. And then you can have like, cricket maybe become not right now, but probably 10 years down the line, as big as probably a hockey or maybe close to football. So, I mean, that's the dream. Football is the highest. It's very tough to do. But
Uh, Sandhya,
yeah,
do you agree with him? Do you think that cricket will grow as much in USA?
I think the problem is that even if cricket grows popular, it's only going to be popular among the South Asian community there, and their players are mostly going to be Indians or Pakistanis who played under 19 cricket, who are just going to go there, and it'll be a way to get an easy visa for them, or a green card or whatever they get for playing cricket there. Whatever the rules are, I'm not very sure what the ICC rules are for them to get an American. How do they represent USA? How do they change their country representation to the US?
Yeah,
So
that would make things interesting if you bring
yeah,
that angle. Is like Sanju Samson not getting a chance and he goes
yeah.
for USA. You never know, right?
we had that one guy, right? Unmukh Chand, was it?
Unmukchan,
Yeah,
right, right.
He
Unmuktad
went
one.
to,
But he never got an opportunity. But over there also, means it goes to show that you just cannot go there and play because
yeah.
they have their system over there. But I personally don't think that cricket in USA will grow as much. They have good players, they have the system appreciated, but it's not going to become a basketball or a football because it is not that popular at the university level. What happens in sports in USA with what happens in India too with cricket is that it is very much a part of university and college cricket. University or they start very young, so that is one thing. If you want any sport to grow in any place, be it Sri Lanka also, you have to have a system which helps people to, which draws people at a very young age. And until and unless you have all these African Americans embracing cricket, uh, and given the sport has so many rules, I do not know whether they would be ready to uh, consider. Yeah.
It's football. I mean, soccer, as they call it. Is it that popular there? I think even they have
Their,
not
their
been able
women,
to.
surprisingly, their women football team, the US soccer team, is quite popular. I think they are they're not paid as much as the men, but there has been a movement where they have been demanding that the women are paid more than the men because they have been winning World Cup.
I think recently there was this rule. I think now they are paid equal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's good for them. But of course, because there's a money factor in it, so there's a Messi playing, Beckham handling the soccer affairs over there. So it is all about how you generate that interest, and we have to understand there's a large Mexican population or South American population out there which embrace the game.
Hmm.
But I think what Jayesh said was right. I think the US population would be the ultimate target for uh, the all the money makers in the cricket world.
Already, it means like the major corporations like Google and all are sponsoring teams and all that, right? Or
Mm.
Microsoft, Google, they have some interest in all these major league cricket.
Hmm. Perhaps Oracle will start doing that too. But yeah, I mean, I get that I mean, as I said, US would be the dream target market, but it'd be very tough to capture. And I do get Ajit, your point. Like it's gonna be really tough. I mean, football has not been able to do that in the last 20, 30 years. This now they are now football is becoming a thing in US after all these years. So for cricket to do that, it's very tough. But then again, I mean, baseball and football, cricket are not that far off. Possible. It's a wishful thinking, but I'm just saying possible. But if in an off chance, if it does happen, if 5 years down the line, US team is good, I think then the world is there for cricket. The entire world will be there.
I
China
think
will come in.
we have to see 10, 20, 15 years down the line.
Yeah. As I said, 10 years down the line minimum. But I mean, my hopes are that probably 10 years down the line, we have a team for France. That would be interesting. Team for France and Portugal. And then, who knows? Maybe Ronaldo's son is playing cricket. So yeah,
Everyone plays
I think
cricket,
it's about
so
time we should close the conversation. So any closing remark, anyone? Or do you want to talk about something? I'll just start from my end. I guess so, it was great talking to you all. We learned a lot of things, and it was great to have this just fun conversation about the future of cricket, future of sports in general, how things are gonna change. And I think the one thing that I will take back as like a Toastmaster speech, we do this thing. The one source of inspiration for the viewers is that change always happens, but what you need to understand is that change always happens. It will happen. You have to not just deal with it, you have to learn appreciating it and loving it if possible. So anything else that anyone else wants to add?
no, I think you finished it perfectly. I think we started off this to talk about the future of cricket in India, and then we went off into a philosophical tangent about following sports, and I think that was really nice ending from you.
Ajit, you want to talk about anything?
Well, on that note, if you're asking me on a very non-cricketing but yet a sporting note, I hope Indian hockey team gets to win the Olympics gold this time. I've been waiting for a long
Yeah.
time. Last time they just missed out to Belgium, I believe. So I hope they win this time.
I think
Yeah.
we should do an Olympics preview episode.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would love it.
down the line we have to start with
Yep.
it.
That's the dream. So I guess the point is focus is on future right now on Olympics, and if cricket and maybe other sports too. I mean, if we do amazing in hockey, we have not done that in a while. So it'd be great to see, and hopefully
First, we came third last Olympics.
yeah. It was I think the best performance in like last 25 years.
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah, 30
The-
years back.
More than like 38 years. Yeah.
Oh,
40 years
okay.
most.
Yeah.
Almost
And the
40.
women just missed out.
And women also.
Yeah, I think they were fourth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
Yeah. So that'd be amazing. Maybe who knows? Maybe we get 2 medals out of hockey this time. I mean, I am just all in. I just want India to win more medals at Olympics because we need to. I mean, I feel really sad when India is at bottom of the list.
No,
And
We
I
have
think,
improved. We have definitely improved. But on that note, like even the men's 4 into 400 meters relay team,
yeah.
they were pretty strong. They almost came close to USA. But let's see. Like we are all optimists. Yeah, we hope things are good for India.
Yeah, actually, they're also like I have already planned. Like there, I'm planning. I think they can at least get a bronze. They should be getting a bronze. That's where my plan are for them. Anything more than a bronze is amazing, but at least a bronze. That's the minimum expectation from them. So let's see. Maybe that's for a different podcast to talk about Olympics. So it was great having you all. I think to the viewers, keep on adjusting to change and trying to love it as much as you can. Now let's stop recording.
Thanks, Jayesh.